remember Bryan Murray, God rest his soul. Bryan was coaching the Washington Capitals, and he was getting all kinds of bench penalties from our guys because he just was so emotional. He'd stand on the bench and he'd yell and scream and flap his arms, and he had that little bit of a lisp. He sounded like Daffy Duck. And, so I had this game in the Washington Cap Center, and Bryan's doing this typical thing. He's up on the boards screaming and yelling and spitting. And I thought, you know what? Bench penalties aren't working. I'm going to go over and try to talk to this guy. So I skated over in a very calm voice with my palms up. I said, Bryan, I'd love to have a conversation with you, but to do so, I need you to calm down and please get off the bench. Mm-hmm. Now, if you say it like that, guys aren't typically going to say, go screw yourself.
Right.
You're asking, you want his cooperation. So I said, now, you may not agree with what I'm going to say, but this is the reason I did or didn't, and I don't even recall what it was about. Well, Bryan stood there for a second, and he thought, and he said, Kerry, you're right about one thing. I don't agree with what you said, but thanks for coming over. Now, at the end of the game, in his post-game with the press, he said, this is the first time that a referee came over to the bench and I had a conversation with him. That's all I wanted was an answer. So from that moment, though, guys, Bryan Murray and I developed a relationship. There was a seed that was planted and it grew.